Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings Online, specifically the War of Three Peaks, the launch for the mini expansion update 28, which went live today. And I do have a couple things to go through before I really get into exploring the new content, but I'm going to be checking out the missions and all sorts of things today with the update, exploring the Elderslade zone a little bit more and all of those things. So I just logged on to a character that has not done anything with the update, and his inventory is full, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to destroy a bunch of things that I don't need real quick. But while I'm talking about this, or doing this, I want to let everybody know that Standing Stone Games was nice enough to gift me the Ultimate Fan Bundle of the mini expansion for me to make content on it, so make videos and do all that stuff and show it all off. Importantly, because they gave it to me, that will not really affect my opinion of the update and the content in that. As y'all have probably seen, a lot of my videos have actually been negative around the circumstances, at least surrounding the update. The content itself is something I'm actually excited to explore. So it looks like YouTube is notifying me of a bunch of new stuff that I can do during the stream while I'm doing this, but anyway, this character is just a random one. I thought I'd log in because his name is Louis, and he is a character that I have not done I've only done this on one character to quickly open it, but let's go ahead and open the Ultimate Fan Bundle. This is pretty exciting. So you get a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is automatically applied to your character, at least here. And hello, Pettigrew, it is almost true that they paid me off. Again, that won't... When it comes to actually making content and reviewing the update, and I'll have an analysis video on the different bundles, it will not affect my opinion of that, but it actually makes it where I can show all this stuff off, because I'm not sure, I might have purchased the Ultimate Fan Bundle, unfortunately, because, and one of the things I didn't really like about it is we didn't know what it all contained until today, so I would have actually wanted to spend time to think about it, and probably without them giving me that, I don't know, I might have bought it because I would have had to think about it, but anyway, I would have probably at least gotten the base edition. And I also wanted to say hello to I Don't Want a Channel Name. Forgot about that, but anyway, again, I just wanted to open this and check it out with you all because I didn't really look in detail when I opened this. I have been very busy today, so I'm getting to the stream actually very late for me. It's, as anybody that regularly watches my channel or streams that I do this late probably knows, it's around my bedtime. But yeah, just been pretty busy today, and let's see, first off, we got the armor of the Three Peaks. I think that looks pretty nice. It looks like it's only a chest piece, boots, and helmet. But I still think it looks pretty nice. I wonder, I would have to actually equip it. I probably have an open cosmetic set on this character. Actually, I do not, but I don't like that one. But yeah, I actually like the look of that, what there is. That's kind of surprising for me for something like that, but I actually like that look. What are all the other things? I'm trying to think. So I need to look at the mount. I'll go ahead and get this character out of Moria. I kind of feel like I'm starting super slow with the streams since there's so many things. It's a little overwhelming to just jump right into this and get it set up here, but it'll just take us a moment to get into things. So first off, let me go ahead and look at the mounts rather. So it looks like I got an Elderslade boar, which is the one I have been on. This is the only thing I've been on. I only got on it for the thumbnail for the stream, actually. So it's a little bit weird riding a boar. It's super fat compared to a horse, super wide. It seems like it goes way faster than a regular mount, but I think it is 78% speed. It probably just looks faster because it's so short and wide again. It just makes it appear faster. Hi Jason Hubert, you said you think they base the cosmetics on the war pig, and that's what I would guess. A lot of people are calling them actually the war pig. So if I actually look again, here's the boar of the Three Peaks, the other mount. I guess I can actually equip the proper cosmetics at that. Yeah, the cosmetic set matches the mount, which is nice. One thing I wish with mounts, and LOTRO in general, not just with these, but like this one has armor, I wish you could dye it. So like when I dye my armor, I might want to dye these pieces different colors, like, I don't know, I feel like blue. Somebody shared Evandem blue on Twitter and I liked it. But something like that, I just wish I could dye the mounts colors to match that. But anyway, that is the Three Peaks pig. And one thing, so I don't know if anybody else has noticed this is called War of the Three Peaks, but the update is actually called War of Three Peaks. I always called it War of the Three Peaks. I don't know why I always called it that, but that's why I always called it. And it looks like the mini expansion is actually titled War of Three Peaks. So I had that wrong this whole time. I don't know if I just like missed and everybody else was calling it War of Three Peaks, but yeah, I always called it War of the Three Peaks, even though it's actually War of Three Peaks. But anyway, those are the two mounts. Let's look at the cosmetic pet. I like the donkey. There is a lot of treasure on it. You can make people jealous of all your treasures, I suppose. And there is the little pig. That one looks like a war pig with the little helmet, the spiked helmet. Not really spiked, it's more of a mohawk hair looking helmet. It really matches. If I get on the Three Peaks boar, oh, the cosmetic pet goes away when I'm on the mount. I actually didn't know that. Well, actually I probably did know that, but never really paid attention enough to remember it. But anyway, I like the look of all the cosmetics, to be honest. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of cosmetics. I think they're a nice thing, like a nice addition to things, but I really actually do like the look of these cosmetics. The boar, actually using that as a mount would take some getting used to though. But I think that was everything that we opened up. Oh, that was all the war. I didn't actually look at the items. So I get a weapon aura of the Orc's Bane, so when I'm near an orc, it will glow. And I am honestly not 100% sure how to use this, so I guess you just equip it? Oh, a Runekeeper is a very bad class to look at that with, because they just have their little runestone. I'm actually curious. I can find orcs very easily. Do I have the Moria instances? Those would be super easy. I'm trying to think. Attack at Dawn, that probably has some orcs. Usually there are orcs, I think, in the first pull. So yeah, I'm kind of curious with the Runekeeper. So if I'm wearing this, I want to... Oops. I guess I don't want that equipped. I want it cosmetically equipped. This is my first time using a weapon aura. Show? Oh, I guess that doesn't show. Yeah, so it doesn't... Oh, I need to put a runestone there? Wow, they're making this way harder than I thought it would be, unfortunately. So I'm actually going to unequip my runestone. I really hope this shows with the runestone. And we can see the glow. Yeah, after all that time, it doesn't look like it'll actually work with the runestone, but I'll go on my Warden on Louisden, who has all that stuff as well. Let's see, where is he? But yeah, with the update, there are actually a lot of nice things. It's pretty crazy, again, that it's like all of a sudden, once the update's released, we're actually getting some of the information and things to go along with it. And kind of the promotional material is just coming out when the update's released. It's a very weird thing. I don't know, some people seem to think maybe they could boost sales by doing it that way, but it also prevented us from like building excitement and hype, basically. But this looks like this character set up a little bit more. I haven't opened the Relics pack. I actually have no idea what that contains. Oh, I guess I need to take it to a Relic Master. And then there is the Ultimate Supplies. That is, okay, that's the 10 virtues. And then I get a selection, or carry-all selection box. I'm actually not sure I wonder what I would want. Probably crafting, because I have so many different crafting materials on this character. That would free up a ton of inventory slots. So I think I'll get crafting. I don't actually have a carryall. Or actually my hunter might on the server. I have no idea which one I have though. It's the one I got when they did it for VIP, so I think I will pick that, and I have no idea how a carryall actually works, so I'm just going to put a few things in here, and yeah, gather, so from your backpack, oh, from my backpack into the bag, so it automatically, wow. And then I wonder if I can craft with stuff in there. Let's see, there should be a random thing that I have ingredients for. Yeah, it looks like you can craft with the stuff in there. That is very nice. I, again, haven't actually used a carryall, even though I think I have one. I've kind of been a little bit slow about getting that working. And also of note, I think I mentioned the patch overview that we didn't have confirmation that Filbert Fig, or we didn't have confirmation that the curator was back, but we do have Filbert Fig, who has some stuff. I usually don't care too much about this type of stuff because the cosmetics usually to me aren't all that great or exciting. Just in my opinion, cosmetics are a very subjective type thing. But yeah, it looks like Filbert Fig, and he has a lot of dwarf stuff it looks like, so it kind of makes sense with the update, but I think we should be getting the curator back finally soon, and I have a quest for Elderslade. And then the war efforts need me. So just so everybody knows, I guess, the general Louis Den streams, I usually try to keep as kind of a series doing things on him. So I'm going to be mainly just checking things out today, especially with how late it is for me. Probably not going to do the super longest stream as I might want to, but you'll probably just be checking things out. I do plan to go on Honor, the legendary server, because it's very exciting that missions are actually available on that server, so I'm excited to try them on that. But first I want to actually go to the mission control room, and that will be the first thing I do today. Oh, and there's actually a VIP reward for War of Three Peaks, which I think gives you it gives you kind of like that Mordor door. It gives you a housing furniture piece, which I actually don't know. I have a personal house. Oh, I need to turn this in. Or I had a personal house. I really don't know my housing situation, not only on this server, but on this character. Or I guess it would be the server. But yeah, I don't actually have a house, which is very unfortunate. It's one of the things that I don't utilize the housing system enough in LOTRO. To be honest, I feel like everything I do in the game, it's just something I never have time for, and that's really true of a lot of things in the game. But I think I'm going to go probably to Southbury, and we can go to the control room and start, go through the missions intro on this character, because the missions is really the exciting thing for this update, and I should probably be using the pig. I like the regular Elderslade boar, so in general with mounts, I like the more plain looking ones usually, and not the ones with a whole bunch of armor, so at least a little bit on this character I'm preferring the one without all the fancy armor. Not that I dislike the one with the fancy armor, it's just I like the kind of simpler, cleaner look in a way. And that's true with horses as well. Just general mounts. So this is not the stable master I wanted. I actually don't know where the dwarf, probably have it on the map somewhere, but there is supposed to, oh, it looks like he's in that fountain. I've never actually been there. Well, I've been there, but I haven't specifically seen like the war effort stable master way over there. But anyway, with the stream, as whirlwindy as it's felt, at least for me, starting off here, if anybody wants to see anything in particular, I can try to look to doing it. Like, I probably should have listed a few things that I plan to do, because I also don't think I mentioned, I'll probably try to do the 6-man instance and maybe do like a full 6-man group for it. And the beta we were able to run it solo. And I assume, yeah, it looks like that's still the case, that you can run it solo/duo or the 6-man version. So I need to discover those, of course, but that is something else I could do. I kind of doubt there's a group for the raid. There might actually be a group for the raid. I don't know how easy it is, if it's like easily puggable, especially somebody without any sort of gear. My gear is pretty much from Wells of Langflood, and I haven't even put like all my essences in. But we'll go ahead and travel finally to the Anak Curfew, aka the War Room. And I believe they fixed up the intro quest so it actually takes you straight to these dwarves here and you don't have to go back down to the beginning. Alright, so this guy, he has Elderslade supply packs. I believe this is an Elderslade in general, so I probably won't be doing that. And this looks like it's all the gear. This pretty much looks the same as it was in beta. I'm just like going through it super quick, but everything looks the same to me. I didn't really analyze the stats or anything like that from the beta. So talk to Durin, talk to Glowin, and then mission the main gates. So I'll probably run through the intro with these on Louisden and then maybe try on a lower level character. That's what I'm personally the most interested in. But again, I actually do want to check out the instance and maybe try that. Oh yeah, don't need to run right away. It looks like it still takes a little bit to load here. But yeah, I'm curious what has changed since the last beta build. Like if there's been any balance updates or anything like that. Missions in general were very easy on the beta for anybody unfamiliar. I do have to say, so I know I've been critical again of the update, but I'm actually really excited for the zone and questing in it. I think the zone looks great. This is actually in the zone, Elderslade. Don't really get a super great view of all of it, but I really like the look of the zone, so I'm excited for questing here. I don't know what the questing's like, but I think I mentioned in one of my recent videos that it has the potential to be kind of like the Iron Hills, which was a zone I enjoyed. Even though it was super short, it looks like, I would almost guess just based on missions being such a big thing, such a big feature of the update, that the total amount of quests will probably be a little bit less than usual, so I thought it might be like Iron Hills. Hopefully not that short for a full update's worth of quests, but yeah, and this intro mission, I've done it so many times on beta. I don't know how much people paid attention to the beta and all those videos I did or are familiar with it, but I've just done this so many times, it's like I'm on autopilot. And it's kind of weird, I did so many missions really to cover them for videos, but normally I don't like to run things a lot in betas. I like to explore things and check things out and look at like gear, but having a new system like this I guess was a little bit different. Like I never liked questing in betas. It's one of my least favorite things to do at all. I kind of hate losing quest progress in a way, so if I quested in a beta and got like, say I got all the way through the zone, I wouldn't want to run it again once the patch went live. So I definitely like to save things like that. And even the same with the missions, I almost wish I didn't see so many of them, because I saw a good few of them just to get again gameplay for videos and give kind of a proper early review. But it would make it more exciting for me on launch if I didn't already check that stuff out, even though it was exciting for me when I did it in the beta. One thing I really like is you actually get loot in the missions. That's something with some old instances and just different things in LOTROs, you just like don't get loot, mobs don't drop loot. I think it's the same in skirmishes, and I kind of get the reason with that, but it is nice with missions that they do drop loot. And it is probably clear that the difficulty is basically nothing here, because I'm just like pressing random buttons basically on a Warden. I know I keep using like my fist spear gambits, which they're pretty easy and fairly strong in the yellow line, but not really the best. And Pedigree, you said you can do each of the missions in about 3 minutes with a pre-warning. Yeah, they're super quick. That's in a way one of the appealing things. I think some people want them to be more involved, but it does make them very convenient if they're super short like that. And the fact that there are so many kind of makes up for, I guess, the lack of time investment into each one. If they were more involved, I think they would need more reward. I kind of think they need more reward anyway. Oh, here we finally have them. Yeah, like this signature, the boss signature here, I don't remember if he had this much morale in the beta, but definitely a little bit more. At least seems like a little bit more than I remember. I just don't remember anyway, having 600,000, but some of the boss signatures had like close to that, I think. So maybe they did up the difficulty or up the mob morale or something. I also don't think it's a problem that they're super easy. Just because that makes it easier with like the scaling and maybe somebody that's fresh level 130. You don't want this to be the most difficult thing, like that you'd have to actually progress through all the zones before it. It's something you can just easily boot up and run. And I think, for me at least personally, that's one of the appeals of the mission system. The only thing, besides like more reward, that I would really like, maybe if they expanded the mission system in the future, is that you could do group versions of these. So you can run them duo. I'm guessing the difficulty stays the same, which again, the difficulty is basically nothing, so it's like nothing -1 if you run it duo. But I would really like if they let you scale them to like 6-man version and just be a little bit harder, like actually fellowship worthy content a little bit. I just think that they would offer a lot of fun for people to do very quick as like a group thing. Hello, Andrew McKinnon. You said you can't remember if I run the red line. I'm guessing you mean with Warden, and I do run the red line actually. Mostly play the yellow or the red line. I just play yellow line for landscape stuff usually. It looks like. So I talked about chests, end of mission chests. Oh, there, now I get it. I have to actually talk to him, and then there's this. I'm really curious if they updated it so low-level characters can actually get that or not. That was one of the big complaints I had from the missions on beta as well. But yes, I do play the red line Warden, and that reminds me, I actually didn't go through the patch notes. That's one of the things I plan to do before I jump straight into the content. Cover a little bit with the patch notes more, just talk about a couple things with that. But we got the intro mission, so it says complete missions to advance the war effort, and I got my 15 Goblin-town war marks. These are the Goblin-town, or supposedly got my 15 Goblin-town war marks. There we go. There's just a little bit of delay. But sorry, to finally get to your question or statement, you said you could see if you notice a DPS increase with them fixing the secondary bleeds for the 3-2 and 1-2-3 gambits. So I think the secondary bleeds, you might mean 3-1 as far as I remember. So this is my red line spec. Wow, having a lot of lag right now. But the secondary bleeds for Spear of Virtue, say that line, the 3-1 line, that was bugged, so it did not actually draw the weapon damage properly, or the damage properly from your main hand weapon. And what's really kind of funny in a way about those is that for a while it just worked as intended, and then I remembered it was bugged for a period, and then it was fixed for a period, and then somehow after that, sometime later, it got bugged again. And now it's fixed again, so it's kind of going through these phases of being bugged and fixed. And I don't know why it keeps happening, or at least has happened like twice, but yes, that is definitely a nice thing that works properly again. So you also mentioned that was true with the bleed line, it looks like, and I don't remember any issue with the bleed line actually not drawing from your main hand weapon, but that is possible. I just don't remember that being an issue before, but yes, these are actually going to be stronger now. See, it's an actual, I'm kind of curious which, I'm pretty sure it's a set bonus, but I'm not entirely sure. Martial Fury, here it is. That's the one where they have a 15% chance to just apply the same dot basically a second time. But yeah, with the Goblin-town cosmetic vendor, I'm really curious if they updated any of the armor, if it was all like final in the beta, because some of it seemed like it could have been placeholder, but some of it also seemed like it could have been finished. It wasn't really clear to me. This is not something I would basically use on any character, maybe a female, and I might not even use it on them. It's very dress looking, not even robe looking to me. I don't know, maybe I need to be a dwarf, but a lot of this actual cosmetic armor I'm not a huge fan of, unfortunately. This one might be my favorite, and I don't even like it that much. The chest piece is the one I dislike the most out of that. But what I really like is actually these weapons. I like the axes. I even like the swords. They're really nice looking swords to me. And the hammer. That is a... I don't like the spear or javelin that much. It's not got much going for it, to me at least. The staff's pretty nice as well. Javelin looks like the spear again. I'm not a big fan of that. This looks like a pickaxe. It is actually a crossbow. Then there is a battle goat. But anyway, we have the missions available, so I could run all of those. One thing that's odd is it doesn't look like I actually have the daily on this character to do like 3 missions. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It is possible I missed something, but I don't think I did. For some reason, he just doesn't have like the daily or weekly quest for me, which is kind of weird. Unless I already picked them up and just totally didn't pay any attention to that. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, the intro quest to Elderslade is actually in Scarhold. I guess it eventually takes you to the zone. But that is... No, we're actually doing the 6-man and 12-man instance, so... I'm probably going to go out and check. So, unfortunately, I can't check if there is Virtue XP from the daily or weeklies because this character at least is not getting the daily or weeklies. And unless they change something from the beta, I don't know how to get it or why this character is bugged with that. So I will check it on another character, but in the beta, there was no Virtue XP from the dailies or weeklies. It was only from the meta deed to complete all 80 missions. But right now what I'm going to do is discover the 6-man instance, and I actually don't know entirely where that is. I think I've seen a couple people looking for summons in that. Perhaps if I don't find it, I can actually look for it. Somebody shared a map of that with where it is. I'll see if I can find that real quick while I am on the auto run. There we go. It was from Laura Linarian on Twitter. She has a lot of helpful stuff when updates come out, but yeah, they had a map for Amdan Dumol, or do I want Shakulash the stair battle? I actually forget which is which. I think the Bloody Threshold is the raid, so the stair battle is the 6-man instance. Looks like somebody's running tier 1 of the raid. I would be interested in that, but that would just be too much for me to cover tonight, unfortunately. And hello, the Vin himself. I am on Arkenstone on this character. I also play on Honor, and I will be switching to that server today to just like check out the missions on them on that server, and I have a bunch of low-level characters that I think it would be interesting to check out. And maybe on one of them, the daily and weekly quest will actually work, because this character is just... didn't have them available for some reason. I might just need to relog or something on him as well. I really like these flying dragons. It's a nice touch to the environment, as scary as they kind of are. That was a good view of one, but yeah, it's one of the things I really like about this zone so far. And I think, as I mentioned, I really like the landscape and environment of this zone. I'm excited to eventually get questing here. And hello, Diadem. I agree with you that the new area does look pretty neat. And it's very busy in this zone. I wonder how many people are on. We actually only have 600 people non-anonymous on this server, which for Arkenstone, at least compared to what it used to be, is not that much. It could be it's an off day. I don't even know what day today is. It's Tuesday, I think. I just know, unfortunately for me, I probably wouldn't be on if there was an update. I probably would have had today as an off day just because I'm like extra busy, and I only just now got to the stream, but at least I am keeping up with everything. I just have to get up early. But I am not tired yet, even though it is a little bit late for me. If they really wanted to sell the... Actually, I need to look again where the stair battle is. I guess I can put this. Well, let's see what this does. I think that works. Yeah, it looks like y'all can see this. So this is the map. Again, this is the website from Lore Linearian on Twitter, for anybody unfamiliar. But this is the map I am basing this off of. And I think the stair battle is actually before we cross this bridge and up to the north. Don't have any coordinates, but I think I can see where that is. So I'll go back in game and turn the display capture off. I need to reverse. Hopefully that lore master can handle themselves. Hello Ryan, you asked if there are any major class changes. You haven't had a chance to check the patch notes yet. There have been some minor class changes which have pretty major effects. So like the Warden had their spear fist line updated to actually apply the bonus damage, the one I just used there. You have a 15% chance to basically hit twice with that damage over time component. So that'll boost the Warden DPS some. And then also, I think the most notable thing is the Guardian update. I don't think they were updated enough to where they're like the strongest tanks again, but they have been improved at least. So I did do a full 6-man version of this instance, and it was actually super easy. We did a 4-man version of the 6-man instance. Did it with 4 people basically. So on the beta it was super easy, but also on the beta everybody had like all the new gear completely decked out, so that probably made it extra easy. I don't want to just sit here and wait for a group to form, so I think I will do the solo version. That'll still allow us to see the content and be fairly quick, I think. But yeah, I can actually, before we get into this, just because I meant to do it anyway, let's... Oh, that is way off center. Let me see if I can fix that. For some reason, the website's like way oriented to the right. But here are the actual patch notes a little bit. I'm trying to look at OBS and it looks like it's displaying okay. But for the class changes, there were some mainly deed updates with the Burglar. And the Guardian, again, they had some tanking improvements. I think the consensus with that is they won't quite be up to the Guardian. Oh yeah, the champions. This is one I forgot about. Horn of Champions now has 2 tiers. So the first one grants a skill and the second one makes it a taunt. And the way it worked before is you would get the Horn of Champions skill, and it would have the taunt effect that's in the blue line for tank champions, but DPS spec champions would get it. They would be able to get it from the blue line, and having that be a force taunt for them was not a great thing, so that's a good change. And a lot of consistency fixes with like tooltips and a lot of things like that, which is good that they're fixed, but not too much actual effect on the gameplay. Runekeeper, the scribe and new ending being able to be used while moving is going to be pretty nice, just helpful with that. It was an annoying skill to use, even though it's like super powerful just because you couldn't use it while moving and it was kind of a long animation. And then yeah, with the Warden, the light type damage dots from the Martial Fury set bonus, they now actually scale properly. Oh, and also with the Warden, this is a little bit of a nerf in a way. It's really a fix. It was something that was broken. But the makeshift caltrops, I think from the Yo line, was able to slow enemies. So like slow bosses and raids. I think the Rimmer Chant was where this was specifically an issue, but it was an issue everywhere, where mobs that were normally immune to slow effects could actually be slowed by that. And then some more consistency fixes with, I think, Javelin skill versus Gambit and a bunch of random changes. Some of them are pretty nice. Trying to actually find something that I was thinking was nice. A lot of them are actually down here, so like UI updates, the little toggle button for the trait configuration panel. So there's this toggle button right here where you can go back and actually see what you get for going in the specs. I think I mentioned in my patch note video that this will be super helpful when I go to make guides, because if it comes up, I could go and like refer back to that, and it's just kind of convenient that that's there. It's one of those like little changes, but it's a nice quality of life change that has a real impact, I suppose. And then login times for characters with a lot of completed deeds, those type of things are nice as well. But I think that's pretty much everything that I specifically wanted to cover, except there's also race and class information in the character panel. I forgot about that as well. Where does it show that though? Elf Warden? Is that new? Actually, I don't know if that's new right there where it says Elf Warden. It looks new to me, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's what it means. Because that's all I see. It doesn't say, it doesn't have like a description on my class and race other than Elf Warden. Apparently I am Enemy of the Dead. I didn't even know that was my title. And then the last thing before we get back into the running the instance is, where was it? Oh yeah, the launcher will allow you to stay logged in for 8 hours. So that is just a convenient thing, because especially today I've been logging in and out trying to get ready for the stream while I've just been generally busy. So it's been pretty helpful with that. And I think, I almost feel like my game window is cut off. I'm actually going to put this on full screen. Okay, it's actually not. I just saw on OBS it looks like part of my screen was clipped off, but I don't think it is. So, hi Vulgar TG, you were asking if the Brawler class has actually become playable with the mini expansion, or was it just an unintended leak? I think it was an unintended leak, but I don't think it was ever meant for this mini expansion. I think it was meant for a later update. So something, I was thinking Gundabad would seem like a convenient time to have a class, and that's kind of when I was thinking if it is a real class, which it seems like it's been all but confirmed that the Brawler is an actual upcoming class, or that there is an actual new class coming, and it's likely the Brawler. But yeah, it's not available in this mini expansion. But anyway, with this instance, we can basically go left or right, I think. I've always gone left first, so let's try right first. I've always gone left first, like the 2 whole times I ran this in the beta. I did one solo version and one 6-man version. And I think I am still in the red line. And I think my in-game audio, it's probably fine on the stream. Again, if anybody has feedback on the audio with the stream, like the in-game audio, but I just can't hear it on my speakers. Oh, there we go, now I can. I just had to actually get some enemies nearby enough. I'm still working, just in general on the Warden, with using my keybinds more with the Gambit Mastery. That's something, it's actually come up in a lot of my either recent videos or streams, but it's just a lot to deal with to try to use those. I'm taking a decent chunk of damage, so in the beta, again, I just got the super good gear, the new gear, so it was very easy to run this and just pull mobs and basically not care about anything. But even though I'm doing a lot of damage, I'm at least taking a lot of damage, so there's a little bit more to it than just like a very simple, this mob's actually an elite. I think at one point you get a buff in this, if I remember correctly, but it does not look like I have a damage buff or anything. Oops, like right there I used F1 instead of F2 and it just like messed everything up. That is the type of thing that I'm not great about with the keybinds on the Warden. Again, trying to improve on that though. I have no idea where this effect is going on. It almost looks like it's everywhere. There's no like red circle on the ground, so I think it was going everywhere. Andrew McKinnon, thank you for saying have a fun stream, and you're off to get the expansion log into the game, so I hope you have fun with it. Oh yeah, the crafting carryall. This is like, for anybody maybe just joining, I got this on this character with the War of Three Peaks bundle. That's another thing for anybody just like joining as well, is the update is called War of Three Peaks. I always called it War of the Three Peaks, but trying to get used to just calling it War of Three Peaks. It sounds a little bit weird to me now, War of Three Peaks, but if it started out as War of Three Peaks, it probably wouldn't seem as weird to me. I wonder, I should probably be using one of my new cosmetic pets just to have them out. Let's see, how about the Treasure Aladdin donkey? I also feel like, so I think I've mentioned this plenty of times, I usually don't play betas as nearly as much as I did the update 28 beta, so it feels a bit weird to me that the update's like actually out. It almost feels like I'm just playing another beta round, and I think that's another reason I don't usually play betas as much. Way back in the day when I was still fairly new to making videos, fairly new to making commentaries more specifically, I made a video talking about why I don't play betas. And that was kind of leading up to the Mordor beta. And one of the reasons was I like to experience all the content at first, and I was kind of nitpicky with bugs and things like that, so things like that would bother me, and I hate losing quest progress and that sort of stuff, and kind of don't like repeating the same thing twice on a single character. On multiple characters or after a long time, it's okay, but if I already did like a quest on a character and it's not a repeatable quest, like going through all the story stuff again, that is not exciting to me. But anyway, the point is, right now it's just kind of feels a little bit weird again, almost feels like I'm still on the beta because of that. So here are two bosses for this side, and I'm trying to look again. It looks like I do have a buff now. Oh, that's stand tall. Your enemies must not see. Feigning death will not avail you here. Oh, so I don't have a buff. Again, I just kind of remember seeing maybe in the beta you got a buff when running the solo version, but it is okay that we don't. We'll just have to make do. I'm messing up all my keybinds here, but eventually I'll get the right skills used. Just was trying to buff up before I use Desolation. Pretty much these mobs are taking a crazy amount of damage. That's why it seems like I have a buff, but I might just do a crazy amount of damage. I saw the little sword icon for my cursor. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, I thought there was like some enemy, unknown enemy there. I have a bunch of scrolls of different things. Scrolls of empowerment, so I have like 2 that are bound to account, 5 that aren't. I have another one that's bound to account and for some reason not stacked, an imbued legacy replacement scroll. Bunch of random good things on this character just accumulated from playing, but I haven't gotten him enough settled, I guess, into Endgame to really do much. I'm thinking actually about doing a video about Endgame and LOTRO and me. So one thing is, I in general like running Endgame, but really ever since about level maybe even level 100. So I had a lot of fun like running featured instances and stuff like that at level 100, but for various reasons, I'm not big into Endgame. And perhaps it was made better in this update. I've heard, at least in my opinion, some promising things. They can maybe make, whoa, this is different than the beta. This was not anything like this in the beta. It seems way like more of an epic environment. Kind of like we're in an actual brawl, an actual fight. Would be the perfect boss fight for a brawler class, but it seems like we're going to be in like an actual fight competing against each other. And in the beta, it was just like you were fighting this thing. And I think that communication part went a lot quicker. Either that or there's 2 steps. I'm kind of, again, basing this. Oh, trying to get used to keybinds on the Warden, and it's just slow. It should be, in theory, a lot quicker for me to use the game at masteries with keybinds, but I'm basically keeping them as the same setup I use for clicking them, really, and just converting that into keybinds. The hardest part for me is probably the control bar and moving between control and shift, because I have to move the pinky all weird, and then also going up to F1, F2, F3, because on my keyboard F1's above 2, F2's above 3, and F3's above 4. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with getting the Warden keybinds all set up. Interrupt him. And I need to use a potion because he is doing a ton of damage to me. This is really like kind of a, what's it called, glass cannon type, I don't know, instance, but I just feel like a glass cannon right now. I do a ton of damage. It takes a little bit of time to build up, but I do all the damage and then I also die really quickly. But that is it for the 6-man instance, just the solo version. Yeah, I didn't really actually get noticeable loot. My inventory is not any more full than it was when we started. And I forgot to actually do the weapon aura. That is very bad on me. So let's go ahead and equip that. We are not around an orc. Oh, I have to put an actual spear in there. I should just be able to put it right here and I think it'll work. We just have to go around an orc and then I can actually see the weapon aura. Again, I've never used one of those, so I'm not entirely sure how it works. But yeah, I got a few copper coins of Gundabad. I think that's a big thing from that instance, at least the solo version. So let's try to find my copper coins of Gundabad. I have 9 of those, so I think a lot of the gear needs like 75, and you'll get a bunch from questing, and I think eventually, if your character can actually get the mission dailies, they can get those as well. Or you can get those from that. But I need to find an orc. That is where what my weapon is for. So what is something very easy to boot up that has orcs in it? There are so many things. It should not take me this long to find something with orcs. Urgarth, I think that has orcs at the beginning. Hopefully it's not just Angmar. I'm actually going to do Attack at Dawn. That was the one I did earlier. That one has orcs right at the beginning. Except for this time. Well, there might actually not even be orcs. Here's an orc. I just want to see what the weapon glow, the weapon aura looks like. Alright, I have it equipped. I am near an orc. Alright, unfortunately I don't really know. Well, I'm actually surviving this a lot, but our no skirmishes are like super easy, but I expected to die that fight. I was just trying to find an orc though for the weapon aura. I think that's the way it's supposed to work. Maybe I should try to cosmetically equip it. Do I have a spear here? No, I'm going to have to unequip my spear, unequip this for the cosmetic outfit, I have cosmetically equip that spear, cosmetically equip this, equip the spear, and it just says it will not be shown because the corresponding equipment slot is empty. I am not sure that's the case, and I don't know why I'm having trouble with this. Again, it's my first time actually using weapon auras, but I think for now I'm going to switch characters. I will stay on the server real quick. I just want to check another character if I can get the daily. And the daily should be available at low levels. What's actually a good character to do that on? I'd like to do one that can also do the weapon aura, and maybe somebody that needs some levels. Looks like LOTRO client is not responding. Now it is. I have so many different characters. A lot of them are not kept up that well. Maybe I'll do my champion. He's somewhat okay-ish. That's how I describe basically a lot of my characters that are in the level 100 to 120 range are like somewhat okay-ish, mainly because I haven't gone on them and gotten their clash trait points, and that is basically my number one issue with the game. One of my number one issues with the game. I feel like that is kind of a bad way to put something, one of my number one issues, but one of my top issues with the game is the clash trait points and how they work. But anyway, on this character, I think you can actually go there from Jarnfast. That is very far away. It's probably easier to go to Bree, and then I can easily get to the war room. And it looks like my inventory is full on this character. Wow. I have so many third age champion LIs. That is crazy. But what I'm going to do is, first off, filter the hunter spear because I don't want that. I'm going to sell real quick. Actually, I should. Yeah, I need to go down here anyway, so I'm going to go right here to sell. There's actually a vendor somewhere out here. I'm not familiar enough with Bree, but yeah, here's the vendor. So you equip Pettigrew, you equip the glow as cosmetics and they didn't work, and you didn't bother tinkering to try to make it work. Oh, and then I didn't even see your message about what if you need a weapon as a cosmetic, then the glow on that. So I did try that. Unfortunately, I don't know when you sent that message. I totally missed that with the chat. Sorry about that. But oh, I should be able to sell everything, but I'll just lock everything that looks somewhat important. He actually, so I have my one-handers equipped. That's another thing with this character is LI is enough outdated that I'm actually better with like random one-handed weapons equipped. Which is a nice thing in a way that you can do that. Probably want to save those. I really don't know these essences, like the different tiers. I'm just saving stuff that looks like it's okay. I guess tier 11 is what I really want. Don't really care about tier 9. My inventory is just such a mess. It's taking a minute to get through all this. Okay, yeah, lock that. I really hope I have my best gear equipped. I don't know why I want it. So I'll go ahead and sell all of that. And repair, except I don't need to repair. Okay, so do I need to re-log in? I have, alright. Remote quest. Oh, I did accept the war efforts quest. Did I get the... Okay, so I'm going to have to actually re-log, I think, and maybe get that bundle for this character. Wow, I've already been doing this stream for half an hour. It feels like I've been doing it for like 20 or 30 minutes. I've been doing it a whole hour. There we go, now I got the Ultimate Fan Bundle. Again, for anybody that maybe like just joining this stream late before I started, Standing Stone Games was nice enough to give me the Ultimate Fan Bundle for free to basically to make content on the update, and importantly with that they mentioned that I don't have to like say anything positive about it or I can just like make the content as usual, which is nice, but I really do appreciate that they were able to do that so I can make like videos and streams and show that off, because it is some exciting things. Mainly cosmetics, which I cannot get the actual weapon aura to work with that. And I really need to actually, if I spent time on these characters, I mean, I would need to actually like take some time to set them up better cosmetically. Well, apparently I must bind this. So I will bind this real quick, except I can't have any more legendary items. I really don't care enough on this character. I'm just going to destroy a random thing I have equipped. There we go. Now I can cosmetically equip this in both hands. Maybe. What? That can't go on the offhand? That is a one-handed sword. Wait, I am in my outfit. This is actually really weird. Probably because it's an LI is why it can't. But anyway, the whole point of doing that was just so I could do the weapon aura. And we'll see if I go near an orc on this character if I start glowing or whatever. Okay, so now I need to go to the war room. Hi Ken Bennett, and you asked if I think the bundles are worth the price. So that is a hard question. I plan to look at it in a proper video at some point, probably this weekend or later this week when I'll be a little bit less busy, but that I don't really like telling people how they should spend their money, but I think it's still possible to look at it and like inform people. So for me personally, I am not entirely sure. It depends if you like cosmetics. If you like cosmetics, it can be worth it, especially if you like the cosmetics that are in the different bundles, the different editions. But if you're looking for something that'll impact your character, like boost them up, there's not much in the different bundles that give that. You pretty much get, I think, 10,000 virtue XP as far as like the only thing that really affects your character. One of the things I wish the bundles had, and all the other expansion bundles had, was like a level boost. So this would have been a good expansion, mini expansion, to have a level 120 boost to get you closer to the new 130 content, or even have a level 130 boost just to get you straight to the War of the Three Peaks and ready for that. I think it would have been a convenient time to make a new higher level boost for that and sell it in the bundle, like included in the bundle. But unfortunately, from that perspective, we just got cosmetics. Now I will personally say I do like the cosmetics, but that is just me with that. Oh yeah, and we did get a carryall, as Pettigrew said. That is a nice thing. I have never used a carryall before, so I'm actually just using that for the first time on my Warden and using it for crafting meds. So it's pretty convenient, but if you consider it the split of $20 for the missions, $20 for the boar mount, and then $20 for the large bag, I don't think a carryall is worth $20. The missions are exciting though. I do have to say that, even if I think they could be improved or could be made like more valuable for the time spent, as basically what I mentioned in my missions review video. But even if I think all that, I think they're still exciting, especially I want to run them on like low level characters, see how much XP you get, all that sort of thing. So I think if people have watched my content for a long time, like before my YouTube break, anything like that, the champion used to be probably my least favorite class, even behind minstrel, but I actually think they had an update in the past year or so. I don't know exactly when. It was sometime, I think, when I wasn't playing LOTRO as much. And I actually kind of like the class now. There are some fun things about it. Mainly it's quicker, less like animation time, and importantly animation delay. That's one of the things that always bothered me on the captain especially, but I think even that's been improved a little bit at least. But anyway, basically the point is the champion is not as boring as I used to think it was. And I know a lot of people like the class, that's why I always go on about it in detail, because even though I personally don't enjoy it that much, compared to other classes, a lot of other people do enjoy it, which is good. Also, a lot of people enjoy the yellow line champion, the AoE one, but I just personally don't find that as fun as like the red line or the blue line. Even I prefer to tank than play yellow line on my champion. I don't know if it's just me since I've done this so many times, but it seems like they sped this interaction up a little bit so we get on with the mission a little bit quicker. It could just be not the reality of it, but like it could be my imagination, but it seems like they did speed this up a little bit. This is the problem with playing the red line champion. I could have like AoE'd them all down if I was playing yellow line, but all my damage is focused on a single target, so I have to really go through them one by one. So Ken Bennett, you ran a mission on a level 20 and you think you got around 1500 XP, and that's a like ballpark estimate. I am really unfamiliar with how much XP 1500 is for level 20, but I will be checking. I do actually have a level 20 character I set up specifically to run the missions, or I logged in on him to kind of make sure everything was somewhat set up on him to run the missions. I wonder, I'm actually around orcs. I should have the weapon aura. Apparently I can equip that in combat. But yeah, I should have the weapon aura because I am around orcs. I have it cosmetically equipped and everything. Let's see if I actually equip it. I think I have a faint little glow now. It's very minor if I do, but I think I have a little bit of a glow. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if I didn't before. It's very hard to see, but I kind of noticed it when I got near the orc. Let's see if it happens with this one. Yeah, it's super hard to notice, but there's this little light on the ground, and once I got near the orc is when it happened, when I ran far away enough. It was gone again, but yeah, just super hard to see, but there is a little bit of glow with that. Not really a glow on the weapon. Again, I'm not the most familiar with how the auras work, but it's more just a general glow around my character, it looks like, when that happened. So we'll finish this. Yeah, it looks like low-level characters, or low as in level 129 and below, still don't get the little extra box at the end. We'll see if this character can actually get the dailies, though. That's the one thing, my Warden. Just the dailies weren't at the NPC like they were in the beta, so I'm not sure what was going on there. We'll see if this character, if it opens up for him. It does not look like it, so I don't know what's going on with the daily with the missions, why we can't get that, or at least why I can't get that. But yeah, I think I might run just like a random mission and see if that somehow opens anything up. What are the first missions? We have a chill on Gladdenmere. I don't remember this one. Again, I say that kind of weirdly because it was exciting to run in the beta. I unfortunately ran a lot of these in the beta though, so I'm not familiar with what I have and haven't run. This one does not look familiar. Defeat 10 worms, so this is one of those super easy ones. This would actually be another time I'd want to be playing an AoE champion, because I could just run through and pull 10 worms and AoE them down instead of what I'm doing right now is single targeting them down. As I still try to pull a bunch at once, just because it's more fun that way. I do have a couple AoEs in my single target spec, but again, I'd be a lot better at it if I were AoE spec'd. Oh, we're in Kidzul Kala. Where is that? Yeah, that's in the Vales of Anduin zone. Missions really do take you all over the place in this region. It's one of the things I like about them. There's a lot of variety. They're not all like in caves or in the gates of Gundabad. There's a decent chunk of variety that I like. Okay, one more worm. And that is it. So yeah, some missions are just that simple. You run and kill 10 things and then you run out. I'm trying to think, if you ran this on a class that could do AoE, so if I was like an AoE spec champion and just ran through and pulled 10 worms, it would be super quick to complete and just get that done. But I just wanted to see if this somehow triggered the daily by completing just a random mission I selected, and it does not look like that was the case. So I don't know why I'm not able to get the daily. I don't know if anybody else is having any of these issues. That's also a possibility. But I think I'm going to log into Anor now and check this on another low-level character and on another server. As far as the actual XP I got 262,000 for that, so that's a decent amount, I would think. If I look at the total XP I need to level, that's about 5%? Is that right? That doesn't seem right. I think, yeah, it's actually about 5%. Maybe. I feel like my numbers are off. It's kind of late for me to think about that. Yeah, 5%. Okay. Took me way too long to actually settle on 5% being correct. But yeah, about 5% of a level per mission, but again, they go by super quick, so it seems like you can level pretty fast. And I do have the bonus rested experience going on right now, so that helped a little bit on this character. Okay, I have been booted because I have logged on to Anor. And I think I mentioned that I was going to log into Anor, try the different server. So Pettigrew, you didn't have the daily on any of your tunes, so maybe they removed it before this went live. That would kind of suck, to be honest. If they did remove it. Maybe it was an unintentional thing that the daily is not going on. I've seen a lot of bugs people having with like getting the 64-bit client working and things like that. I've had no issues with anything like that, but yeah, I wonder if there is also an issue with the missions daily not being available. While I am loading, I will just look on the LOTRO forum, see if there's anything going on about that. LOTRO forums are very slow though, and a little bit hard to navigate. I don't really like visiting that, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't see anything specifically on missions. At least right now. But yeah, as unfortunate as it is, it's good to know that other people aren't getting them. I'm just glad I'm not completely bugged out and unable to show that. I feel like a big part of the missions is the daily and the weekly, to do the daily 4 times, at least as it was in beta. And to me, it makes no sense why they would remove that. So hopefully that gets working soon. Perhaps maybe it needs to like reset once for some weird reason. I have no idea why that would be the case, but maybe like tomorrow it'll suddenly work for everybody. Go ahead and open this. Oh, I actually don't have my kin chat set up properly on this character, so I'll just remove my blurred window where kin chat is normally supposed to be. Here's our favorite quest giver, I guess, the VIP rewards NPC. Mainly for the subscriber town services, but now the subscribers get the map table to instantly take you to the war room, and I'll move my examination tooltip to where it's supposed to be. I had that up in the middle while I was making guides. Anyway, I need to go to the Gabalaka war room. Or at least the war room. I don't know if it's specifically the Gabalaka war room. Yeah, there's like hardly anybody on the server. Usually we have more people than this on Anor, at least probably a bunch of people on their other servers. I'm just pretty excited that we can run the missions on the legendary server. That's one of the things we didn't know like from the beta or anything or any of the information, but I am pretty excited that we can do it on the server. I know they're less popular overall now, especially going into like Helm's Deep. I pretty much just play here because my kinship's here, and for low level content it doesn't really matter too much, but that is why I play here. I guess there's not too much point in me checking this out besides seeing how much XP it gets if I actually keep up and pay attention to that this time. I'll have my little pig out for this one, but yeah, even the intro quest, that gave like 1300 XP. That's a decent chunk. Again, I have rested XP, so it'd be more like 660-ish. I also have various XP boosts, and we have XP nerf on the server, so the story pace. But in general, this will still be a good guide for me to personally know like characters on the server. Oh, this Warden. I don't have my Gambit Masteries. Okay. I don't think. I don't even know where those would be. Probably inactive. Oh, I wonder what level you get those. I actually thought they were 20. Wow, Azuna must have done a ton of damage. For him to... He like... It seemed like he was nearly one-shotting these mobs. Even I'm doing a ton of damage. They're going down quick. My character just made a very weird noise. I think it was the high elf shout, but it sounded like a female version or something. I do not know. And for anybody curious, this Warden, this character, this is like one of my favorite outfits I've ever had. I just really like the look of this character. The wizard hat in combination with the shield and backpack to go along with it. And then I use my light armor set actually that I used for Moria on my Runekeeper. So I have a shield, the wizard's hat again, and then kind of that light armor that goes with Moria. And then I have like my spear and my javelin, and for some reason I just really like the look of this outfit. It's one of my favorite ones actually on any of my characters. I feel like I could keep just repeating this this intro mission here kind of unintentionally, but you have to run it before you do any of them, so I'm just like spending, it seems like, this whole stream running this intro mission. Again, kind of unintentionally. I'm getting a lot of XP per mob kill as well. Seems a lot higher than normal, but I'm not really sure. It's been so long since I've played a level 20 character to know like what a normal mob gives. I can actually just run around again while they're doing this little talking thing and kill more mobs. This will allow me to eat up all like my rested XP so I can see what I would actually get from like the quest, actual completion of the mission, that quest. I really don't know what all gambits I have on this character either, being only level 20. Alright, we're going way off. I don't think I've ever actually gone way back here where there are 3 signature trolls, but it's like I just need to get one Charity of Death on them on this character and they're all like, that's all I need to do. I even got Warcry. I don't know if that's enough to kill them. Yeah, it doesn't quite look like it. But it looks like these NPCs have finally noticed there's a dwarf sneaking there. I actually think, again, it's been a long time since I played low level Warden, but just spamming Charity of Death I think is actually probably the most efficient way to go about combat. Oh, level 21, that's when you get the Gambit Mastery. It's kind of odd that you get at 21 and not 20. I think I always thought for a while that it was 20, and this character, his UI is all messed up. Normally I have my shift bar on the bottom and my control bar in the middle, and then alt slash function bar on the top. But I will just leave him a mess for now as we see how much XP I get from this. Got a clash trait point though. It's also very late, so just thinking about the population, not only on this server, but also what I saw in Arkenstone, I didn't realize how late it was, because for me it's like 10:17, which is late for me personally, but it's also, that means like 11:17 server time, which for a weekday evening I think could be a little bit late. You get 3 whole XP for completing the mission. They might as well not give you XP for that, but again, the main XP comes from, it seems like killing mobs, at least on this character that was the case. But from actually turning in the missions quest, which we will see how much that gives. Oh. Now we will see how much that gives. So yeah, that gives not too much really. Seems like most of the XP I got from was actually killing the mobs. Kill like 10 mobs and get as much as the mission quest. So I think that, to me at least, it looks like it was tuned down from what we got in the beta, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, as far as this stream goes, that is all I was pretty much planning out to check. Unfortunately, we don't have the missions daily. That's like one of the things I was excited to do, and I think Pettigrew mentioned, and I was talking about the possibility that maybe the daily, like, we'll be able to get that tomorrow. It needs to like reset once, so we have to wait a day for it to come up. But yeah, unfortunately, just without the daily, that kind of limits what I can do with the missions, and the missions is a big part of the update and just something I could do while talking about it today. And I guess the other thing that I was thinking about doing was exploring the zone. I can actually explore the zone on this character, I think. I'm actually really curious how they handled that on the legendary server. If they boot you out when you're like out of the war room, I kind of doubt. I would almost doubt they have the technology to do that, but maybe they do. They probably would. I would think they could say. It's actually not even letting me open that. I wonder if that's an actual thing, or yeah. Wow, that is totally my mistake then. They do have the technology to prevent you from leaving this on Honor, it looks like. And Ithil. I really wonder what the population on Ithil is. I heard it went way down when transfers opened between the legendary servers. Yeah, I really like this war room, just to think about that a little bit. All the dwarves here getting ready for the war. They're all just like partying around a little bit, dancing around, as we're like studying the map here, getting ready for the war. So this is an actual map of the Elderslade zone. That's where we discovered, where my cursor is where we discovered the instance, the 6 mana, and you can actually see the 6 mana on the map there. Went to the left and the right, then up. And I think the raid is supposed to be like right here that you can discover it, kind of right at the gates of Gundabad. I believe where my cursor is, again, those are the actual gates like leading up to Gundabad, and Gundabad inside the mountain, I assume. There. But anyway, yeah, so I was thinking for the rest of the stream, I could go back to Arkenstone, back to Louisden, and just explore Elderslade a little bit, because I think it's a really neat zone and it's worth the exploration. So again, if anybody wants to see anything specific, I'm pretty much open to anything, at least anything I can feasibly do with this stream. But yeah, probably just run through the zone real quick, and it's probably a good thing that I'd be wrapping this up early again. I do have an early morning that I have to get to tomorrow, and just have been going for a long time today. At least this is enjoyable and more relaxing, even if it is. I don't know why I decided to take a drink in the middle of my sentences, but even if it is kind of hectic, I guess, at the start. One thing I didn't mention is I actually like a lot of the artwork for this update, which is mainly this piece and the logo. I really like both of those. Somehow my Twitter all blew up when I actually posted how much I like the new logo. Which is a good thing. My Twitter, compared to my YouTube channel, is of course small. But I share like a lot of things on that. I think I also had, so I have a Discord channel that I don't really use. I just made it to kind of test out. I kind of have some loose plans for things it could be used for, but there was somebody else that joined that, so there are like 2 people other than me that are finally in that. Kind of funny a little bit in a way, to me at least. But anyway, this is the character, the first one I went on, and the first one that couldn't do the daily. Treasure Hunter's Camp, Imlad Morgul, Veil of Sorcery, complete Imlad Morgul scaling instances. So I guess... yeah, I guess this doesn't count if I complete like a... whatever this new zone is, Elderslade instance. Because I'm guessing that's the way it works, the War of 3 Peaks. So here, the Gates of Gundabad again, I think that is to the south. We can actually go there. And one thing, it's snowing right here, so that reminds me, in where I live, it has been snowing today. So I moved up north from where I used to be. I kind of used to be in the Ohio Valley. I moved up to the northern Midwest in the US. So we've had some snow today, and it's just been interesting. I'm not used to so much snow. But this zone has a lot of variety, so there is some snowy parts to it. Of course, being near mountains. And Wormsgraf, I think, is an interesting area. That's one of the areas I least explored in the beta, so we can maybe take a moment to look at that towards the end of the exploration for today, but probably just like run around a little bit. There's just a lot of interesting environment here, I think, to look at. And you can discover, I'm pretty sure the raid is, again, from what I looked at that little table map, I could pull up the little guide to see exactly where it is, but I think the raid is up this way, but again, I'm not 100% sure, but this would be my guess for where it's discovered. This is the Gates of Gundabad. It does not look like that is the entrance. That is the door to Gundabad, I guess. That is not the entrance to the Bloody Threshold, so I will pull up, if I can find it again. I think I accidentally closed it out. Ooh, that is not what I wanted. Yeah, Nope. Yeah, I cannot find where I had that up. Unfortunately, I just closed like everything out on Chrome. So in Iowa, Pettigrew, you said it snowed all day yesterday. So last year you got snow the day before Christmas. I guess I won't have my map open. This is actually a nice view. I don't think I've ever actually looked out from here in the beta. I don't even think I've been way up here to the actual like door to Gundabad. Way up here, but that's a nice view. But I'll have that view up while I try to find once again where the map is for the raid discovery, just so we can go ahead and get that done. Maybe. Fortunately, Twitter does not want to work for me. There we go. That's all I needed to go to one person and find that link. So the entrance to Amdan Damul is actually at the bridge, it looks like, according to that. I'm actually not entirely sure. It's a little bit hard to read on that provided map. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I also just did discover the raid and didn't actually notice. Yeah, I did not discover it. They supposedly had a quest for me. That's kind of odd. Normally when there's a ring, you'll get like an auto bestow quest, but they decided to not give me one. Should probably, I forgot to turn the little blur off for the kin chat. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but just for anybody in the kin that says like private things they don't want to be caught on a stream, I usually like to have that blurred. I think it was just like the kin message of the day here, which is okay, but again, just for the privacy of the members and the kin, I would prefer to have that. I'm not going to accept any quests because I'll do the quest later. One thing I want to check out was this area, which really reminds me of Angmar, and I better stop the war steed. In fact, I should just get off the war steed as a whole and just have a thematic mount somehow. I'll try a boar of the Three Peaks for a little bit since I've been slightly favoring the Elderslade boar. But this place really reminds me of Angmar. It actually reminds me of kind of the Carndoom Urigarth area. Which these are like Iron Crown mobs, which are in Angmar, of course. I don't think they're quite Angmaran, but similar cult-ish type mobs. I'm actually not entirely sure the exact difference between an Angmar and Iron Crown person, but they are different, I think. But yeah, this is just a very neat area. I assume we'll get here with the questing, but to me it's just nice to see something that's so close to Angmar. There's a lot of things that remind me of Angmar actually in this area, and physically it's located kind of close to Angmar. It's really hard to see on the available LOTRO maps, but Angmar's right here, and we're basically right here on the other side of the mountains, other side of the Misty Mountains. But yeah, just a whole bunch of Angmarum and a lot that reminds me about like the Fasatch Valroid area, I think that's what it's called. Well, do I keep using, I'll probably keep using the same gimmicks over and over again. I'm paying like zero attention to the actual gameplay and what I'm doing, just because of all that is going on. But anyway, I'm going to decline that quest because I don't want to do it right now at least. But yeah, that's just a neat area and I wanted to check it out for a minute. And then there's a little, I guess that's an environmental mammoth. I feel like little was the wrong word to describe that. It's more of like a huge mammoth. I really like kind of the architecture stuff that is going on with that. Some of it's like a little bit busy, but I do like it overall. It's something different as well. Different things are usually nice to see. That's another area, just kind of structures that looks like a little bit Angmar. I don't think that one reminds me as much of like Angmar and kind of the area. I'm looking at the Angmar map. Yeah, Fasatch, Valroid, that area in Angmar. Along with Urigarth and Carndoom, the other one reminded me of, but that one doesn't quite remind me as much of that. Anyway, I should probably go ahead and get the Stable Master just to have it on this character. Oh, is this? Drink Hall. I wonder what's in there. Alright, I have to check. I just have to try to enter and see if anything interesting is in here. Oh, it's a cave with more friendly NPCs. That's somehow not what I expected. I expected it to be a cave full of enemies where these dwarves just happen to be camped out of. Okay, so I need to turn north at some point, which will be now. There's one of those flying dragons. It's going to be tough, but I want to try to get one of those flying dragons on like a video. I just think it would be a neat thing if it's properly captured. Of course, while just like running around, which is pretty much whenever I see them, they seem to kind of randomly fly around once you get to a specific area to trigger them, but like that one. But yeah, if I could get somehow a good video of that, it'd just be an interesting thing to have a little short GIF or something of. There's a drake fighting a hobgoblin. But yeah, I really like this area. It's pretty much the only other place we have to explore. Didn't do too much with the lake. But it reminds me a little bit of Forest Hill. Just partially because it's snowy, but it also reminds me a little bit of it, particularly in the northwestern part of Forest Hill. So like the total opposite side of Eriador from where this is. This isn't an Eriador, of course, but way on the far corner there. But anyway, yeah, up in the kind of Ziggelgund area, which also happens to be kind of near Dwarven stuff. But anyway, I just think this area is pretty neat, so I just want to explore it again and show it to anybody that may be unfamiliar and wanted to see more of the actual zone we're getting, non-quest wise. And this is another area. This looks like some sort of Angmar structure again. This is the end of the zone, I think. I think the end of the zone is like right here. I don't think you can go past, yeah. So I don't know if they have plans to eventually open up the zone. It would just be interesting. It looks like there's an actual path through the mountains. I would love to eventually be able to go like north of here. So on the map, we're actually already, I think that's the War of Three Peaks map. It's really weird the way they have that, but War of Three Peaks, it has its own map, and then you like, to get to the actual map for the zone, I think you can go, yeah, to Elderslade, just have to navigate to it a little bit. But anyway, I think it would be really neat to go north of this. And I don't know if they plan to ever do that and lead up to Gundabad or in the Gundabad expansion, but I think it'd just be an interesting area to go. And it looks like there's an actual path again to carve through the mountain where we could eventually travel. But I will head west into Wormsgraf, and that's probably the last area we'll have to explore. Again, this is kind of the final chance if anybody wants to see anything in particular that, of course, is feasible for me to show. That I could get to if anybody is interested in anything in particular that I have not covered. I would be happy to do that. I feel like I should be taking screenshots instead of just like randomly traveling around. It does give it a little bit of a better look, I think, when you don't have all the UI stuff open, but it does make it easier to see, I think, just in general, like where you're navigating and that sort of stuff. So I actually don't want to really fight any of these mobs. There just happen to be a bunch of hobgoblins here where I'm wanting to travel. So I'm just going to try to survive and run away, basically. I got a good, strong, like, immediate crit there. It looks like I didn't get the double trigger bleed, but I got the regular spear bleed. There's another drake that flew in. There's one that's flying. It looks like it went through the rocks and then back out of the rocks. Kind of hard to navigate this area if you're looking to run on your mount the whole time. I could go on my war steed if I actually use the thing to not get knocked off. I should have been using that the whole time. I kind of forget about it now that I have it. I have my war steed set up to not get knocked off, but I think just because I can travel a lot faster, I could probably kill these mobs real quick and get on my war steed and travel faster. Oh, and I get Slayer Deed progress. I didn't even think about that. And apparently there's a dwarf here. I had no idea there was a dwarf here, but there was one there. Agroholic is a good name for a dwarf and a dwarf champion. Good descriptive name. Here's a bridge. I kind of remember, maybe I did actually explore this area in the beta. Yeah, just a bunch of dragons here. I really don't know if the questing... Ooh, there's a little cave-looking thing here. But, yeah, I don't know where the questing exactly will take you. It might actually take me to here and all that, but I just thought it would be fun to explore. Hopefully there's not, like, an invisible wall here. I'm really actually interested in what's down here in Worm's Graph. Looks like a little cave entrance. Probably more worms and the such. Oh, yep, and there's a minstrel in here. Wow, this is a large open, like, cavern type cave. Alright, this is a pretty neat one that we entered, I think. Pretty neat area. Hi, the Master X-Man, and you asked if you will get the goods, like goodies on one tune. So the only, depending like what bundle you're talking about, well, let's see, I think I can get this to work. Depending on what bundle you're talking about, you get, let's see, I think I can make this bigger and it'll still show. Yeah, so the only one that goes specifically on one character is your 1000 Virtue XP scrolls and large carryall selection box. If you get the Ultimate Fan Bundle, those go to that one specific character, the first one you log in on the first server you log in, but other things you will get on all of your characters. So if you get like the Collector's Edition or the Ultimate Fan Bundle, you'll get the Boar Mount, the Cosmetic Armor, the Weapon Aura, the Relics, and all that stuff on all of your characters. But yeah, that was an interesting detour with the cave. I actually never caught that was here in the beta, and I tried to explore most of the zone. But yeah, it's kind of, again, nice with, at least to me, it makes it more exciting if there are some things I discover that I didn't already look at in the beta. It's just like discovering it for the first time, so of course in the beta it was exciting to discover, and I feel like I've talked about this ad nauseum in this stream about things like that, but it's just something I've been thinking about since I played this beta so much more than other ones. And I think I'm running out of real estate here to actually walk, so if I don't get killed by misadventure, I will get slowed down by leg injuries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to muster back in some sort of camp. I guess Bree is my camp of choice. And then oh, there's one more thing actually, just thought of that I need to do. Do I have my town services? So the relics that we get on all the characters, I should actually have that to deconstruct. Yeah, the relics of the 3 peaks. I don't know what all that contains. So it looks like a nice level 130 relic, a lot of different things on that one. Wow. This one's got a ton of physical mastery, crit rating, finesse. This is probably much better than what I have, and I'll get to equipping these probably. That's tactical heal rating, probably don't want that. Do have a tactical damage rating one, and wait, yeah, I have a base combat damage modifier one rather, that'll be really nice. But anyway, as far as this stream goes, I think that is everything that I have. Again, I'm going to save the questing for when I can actually settle in on Louisden and do that. I'll start questing fresh. I'll probably jump in and do Elderslade, and then maybe later go back and finish Wells of Bling Flood, assuming I actually get around to it. Probably will eventually get around to that, but I'm just not sure exactly when I would get to that. So it looks like I got one setting, got 1 gem, and got 3 runes. Was that right? Yeah, for some reason it looked like there was a lot more, but yeah, 1 setting, 1 gem, and 3 runes. It's kind of unfortunate you only get stuff for like 1 LI. I kind of forgot about the relics, so I mentioned like the character boosting stuff. You got the Virtue XP scrolls, so 10,000 essentially. 10 1000 Virtue XP scrolls, but you also do get the relic pack, which contains that. Again, as far as stuff that affects gameplay more. Anyway, I should probably go ahead and equip that for this spear. Again, probably way better than what I have. This one has a bunch of different things, so like tactical mitt, some parry and evade, max morale, resistance rating. It seems a little bit odd. but I think that's better than what I have, even though this character like needs finesse. I'll go ahead and equip that in the gym. That is, I have like 1,000 agility and 10,000 crit defense about roughly, and this has way more than that. So I'll go ahead and equip that. My morale went up a decent chunk there. I think like 9,000 from that. And then I'll probably get the base combat damage modifier 1. So yeah, that should help my DPS a little bit. Yeah, I got about 100 damage on the minimum with quick thrust from that. And then for my javelin, I think the Rune of the Three Peaks would be an upgrade, of course, over the what I have. Yeah, pretty decent upgrade, so I'll go ahead and equip that as well, so I have all that. But again, with this stream, that is all I really had to explore with the update. I hope it was useful seeing me go through all that stuff. Again, it's been a kind of chaotic stream. In a way, just so many different things, and then the missions being, I don't know, bugged, but maybe just needing another day for us to be able to do the dailies and weekly and get that started. So I think the next thing I will do in LOTRO in general, next thing I'll stream is probably, I would like to tomorrow. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll try to maybe start the new zone on Luiden. Tomorrow's going to be pretty busy for me as well. After tomorrow, like starting with Thursday, I'll be less busy, but just unfortunately a little bit bad timing because I'm going to be extra busy with other stuff today and tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully I will have a stream tomorrow basically, and otherwise I will work on some videos kind of reviewing the different bundles and what they come with and detailing all that so people can actually see what they would get, mainly with the cosmetics again that come with the different bundles. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling a bit, so I should just go ahead and get wrapping up with this stream. Again, we covered so many different things, did the solo version of the 6-man instance, checked out the missions, checked out the new zone, checked out the missions on a bunch of different characters, and looked at all the different cosmetics with the Ultimate Fan Bundle again. Yeah, just all that stuff. And it's also super late for me, so that's why I feel a little bit extra rambly. And hello, Keeper of Knowledge, you said thank you for my LOTRO videos that I've done recently in the past, and you said that I'm one of the few who has great LOTRO videos on so many topics, so I'm glad you enjoy them, and I do plan to keep them coming. And again, as far as this stream goes, I hope everybody did enjoy it. And if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining and chatting and watching, everyone.